After more than 6 decades of walking this earth, carrying with me the echoes of past loves and the lessons learned from 2 marriages that didn't last, I find myself looking forward with a quiet hopefulness. There's a part of me, still lively and eager, that longs for connection, a deep, meaningful bond that goes beyond the surface. It's a yearning that has never quite faded, a gentle whisper that reminds me I am still alive, still open to the possibilities that the future may hold. In the stillness of the evening, when the world outside slows down and the noise settles, I begin to imagine the woman who might share the next chapter of my life. She is someone who understands that beauty is much more than skin deep. It radiates from the way she carries herself, the kindness in her eyes, and the confidence she exudes without needing validation. Intelligence is her crown, for wit and wisdom are the qualities that shine brightest in her presence. She knows that true allure comes not just from appearance, but from the mind and heart combined. Her hair is one of the first things I see in my mind's eye. Thick and dark, it flows like a river, long and straight, falling effortlessly over her shoulders and down to her waist. There is an honesty in the natural shade she wears, untouched by dyes or trends, because she honors the gift she was born with. It is this authenticity that makes her all the more captivating. Her eyebrows sit above big, expressive eyes that sparkle warmly, reflecting both curiosity and a playful spirit. There are no layers of paint or artifice on her face. She embraces the gift of her natural beauty with a grace that comes from self-acceptance, a rare and precious quality. I imagine her form poised and comfortable in her own skin, slightly rounded in a way that speaks of plenty and vitality, and yet balanced as if sculpted by gentle hands over time. Her shoulders are soft and feminine, but not fragile. They bear the subtle marks of hands that tend to earth and nurture life around her. There's strength beneath the softness, a quiet assurance that she is not afraid to work with her hands and get a little dirt on her fingertips. This duality of tenderness and resilience only adds to the warmth she carries. In this vision, she stands with ease beside me, a presence that brings calm and excitement all at once. Her eyes meet mine with a knowing look, a shared understanding of the joys that intimacy can bring, not just in the physical senses, but in the emotional and spiritual closeness that deepens over time. It's a companionship born of mutual respect and desire, a dance of 2 souls who cherish each other's company and find in one another a refuge from the world's demands. There's a softness in her smile, one that speaks of a gentle but confident spirit. She doesn't rush or pretend. She allows moments to unfold naturally, savoring the sweetness in the space between words and actions. It is this calm patience, this embracing of the present, that makes every interaction with her feel special and full of promise. She carries herself with poise, not out of vanity, but out of a deep-seated self-love that makes her shine from the inside out. As I imagine her laughter filling a quiet room, light and genuine, I realize that she is not only a partner in life's routines, but also a companion in adventures, someone who delights in exploring new ideas, places, and feelings with the curiosity of a child and the wisdom of experience. Her spirit is vibrant, full of stories yet to be told, and a heart open enough to welcome all the surprises life has to offer. This woman I picture isn't perfect, no one is, but her imperfections only add to her charm. There is beauty in the small details, the way her eyes crinkle when she smiles, the subtle curve of her hips, the softness of her skin warmed by the sun and touched by time. It is these nuances, natural and unforced, that paint the picture of a living, breathing soul, ready to share the quiet joys and passionate moments alike. In this vision, I see myself not as a solitary figure longing for companionship, but as a man invited into a shared journey where laughter and comfort, passion and understanding flow freely, a relationship founded on honesty, kindness, and mutual appreciation. A partnership where each day feels like an unfolding story, rich with the simple pleasures of being seen and valued. As the evening deepens, I hold this image close, feeling a warm glow spread through me. It is hope made flesh, a promise whispered on the edge of dreams. I do not rush or press this vision to life. Instead, I nurture it quietly, trusting that when the time is right, the universe will unfold the perfect moment, and the right person will step into the light beside me. Until then, I remain open, ready to welcome love when it arrives in whatever form it chooses, quiet as a whisper, bright as a sunrise, gentle as the breeze that carries the scent of blooms long before spring. And in that waiting, there is peace. She stands nearby, a gentle presence in the room, as the soft glow of the evening light casts subtle shadows over familiar furniture. The favorite chair worn in all the right places beckons, inviting moments of quiet reflection and comfort. There's a familiar warmth stirring inside me, growing steadily as my hand reaches out to grasp something that has long been a source of pleasure and solace. It's an object I know well, one that carries with it memories of countless peaceful evenings spent in solitary enjoyment. A trusted companion through the years. I cradle it carefully, feeling the familiar warmth that seems to pulse beneath the surface. The sensation is soothing, grounding me in the present moment, reminding me of the simple joys that can be found even in solitude. This isn't a hurried experience or a fleeting escape, but rather a slow, deliberate journey, a chance to reconnect with myself and the deeper feelings that have quietly lingered beneath the surface. Each movement is measured, almost reverent, savoring every nuance and soft caress. There is something meditative about this ritual, a rhythm that calms the racing mind and brings the body gently back into balance. In my mind's eye, I picture her watching, eyes filled with warmth and a shared understanding of the intimate connection unfolding between us. She stands nearby in comfortable ease, her natural curves visible in the gentle light, a quiet invitation and an unspoken promise of closeness. The gentle rise and fall of her breath mingles with my own, weaving a silent symphony of two souls quietly attuned to each other's presence. The space between us hums with anticipation and comfort, a sacred room where vulnerability is met with kindness and trust. As I begin, there is a gentle pressure, then a slow glide, my hand moving with soft, deliberate strokes. Each motion is a soothing wave, a dance of sensation and patience. I feel the warmth deepen, radiating from my core and spreading outwards, filling the room with a quiet energy that feels both familiar and new. The contrast between the tender grasp and the growing intensity beneath creates a harmony that resonates not just in body, but in spirit. The world narrows down to this moment. Just us, the gentle hum of breath, the soft movements that speak a language all their own. It is a private concert, a melody played with years of experience and care. I let my thoughts drift, imagining her gestures and smiles, the subtle glints in her eyes as she watches the unfolding scene. There is a spark of playful mischief in her gaze, but also a profound tenderness, a sacred acknowledgement of the beauty found in shared vulnerability. The rhythm builds slowly, and even as the motion quickens, the reverence remains. This is no frantic race toward some distant finish line, but a winding journey through valleys of sensation and peaks of delight. Each moment is held, treasured, and given space to breathe. The rising energy seems to pulse in time with the beating of my heart, a steady cadence that speaks to the quiet strength of the body's own wisdom. She moves closer, her presence a balm to the senses. Her fingers find their way in a gentle, exploratory touch, a silent conversation between two bodies seeking comfort and connection. Her soft sighs fill the air, blending with the rhythmic hum of my own breath as we move together in an unspoken agreement of mutual care. There is a delicate balance between giving and receiving, between guiding and surrendering, that makes this shared experience feel like something sacred and timeless. Time seems to stretch and fold as the crescendo approaches. The tension deepens, yet it is underscored by a serenity that holds us both steady. My hand responds with confidence, guided by the quiet knowledge of what brings pleasure and peace. There is a beauty in this dance, an intimate choreography, etched by years of learning and gentle patience. It feels like a reunion with a familiar friend, a welcome home after a long journey. Her gaze remains fixed on me, her eyes shimmering with encouragement and delight. She leans in slightly, her voice a soft murmur that fills the space between us without words. The connection feels palpable, an electric current that binds us in a moment of shared joy and anticipation. There is honesty in her presence, a truthfulness that makes vulnerability not something to fear, but to embrace with open arms. The sensations build steadily, a wave gathering strength beneath the surface. Every beat of my heart, every exhale interlaces with the rising tide of pleasure that we share in this quiet room. There is a beauty in the way our energies mingle, a dance that is at once deeply personal and beautifully universal. As the moment peaks, a gentle release washes over us, calm and satisfying like the soft landing after a long flight. The tension eases, replaced by a warm glow that lingers in the skin and the soul. We remain close, wrapped in the tender silence that follows, hearts still beating in unison, breaths slowing in time. She offers a smile that says more than words ever could, a quiet thank you for the shared intimacy and the promise of more moments like this to come. In that soft, glowing light, the room feels like a sanctuary, a space where connection, respect, and love intertwine effortlessly. And so, as the evening drifts on and the world outside fades into quiet night, we stay there, two souls finding comfort in each other's presence, wrapped in warmth and the gentle continuing dance of trust and affection. The energy in the room shifts, growing with a quiet intensity that is both thrilling and comforting. Each breath deepens, every glance carries a spark of anticipation, and our shared presence becomes charged with a subtle, electric current. The rhythm between us begins to change, moving from slow and gentle to something more alive, more eager. Like the steady climb of a sunrise, the warmth spreads gradually, painting everything in golden hues of connection and desire. There is a tender momentum building, born from shared trust and a deep understanding of each other's unspoken needs. She's near me now, her movements graceful and deliberate. She touches herself with a quiet confidence, a conversation spoken in the language of sighs and soft moans. Her fingers trace familiar paths, seeking comfort and awakening pleasures that pulse beneath the surface. Her eyes hold mine as she explores, inviting me in with the honesty of her expression. It's a dance of vulnerability and joy, the kind that happens when two souls feel safe enough to be fully themselves. The room seems to hum with the sound of her breath, rising and falling in sync with the quiet crescendo building between us. I respond instinctively, the gentle glide of my hand increasing in pace, mirroring the growing energy that flows from within. There is no rush, no pressure, only the steady unfolding of sensation. Each movement carries a promise, a silent communication that speaks louder than words. As the warmth grows, so does the intensity, a pulsing rhythm that resonates deep inside, echoing like the steady beat of a drum that calls us closer together. We are moving toward something profound, yet effortless, a moment suspended in time where nothing else matters except this shared feeling of closeness. She leans in, her eyes sparkling with playful light and quiet encouragement. Her smile is both teasing and sincere, a gentle invitation to explore further, to savor every whisper and touch. The air between us thickens with unspoken desires as she steps closer, closing the small distance until I can feel the warmth of her breath against my skin. Her hand finds mine, guiding the motion with subtle reassurance, a perfect harmony born of connection and mutual pleasure. Together, we navigate this intimate terrain, balancing anticipation with tenderness, eagerness with patience. My breathing quickens as the sensations build. There's an exhilarating pulse that threads through every nerve, a rising wave that lifts and carries me forward. My mind drifts into a quiet focus, locking onto the shared rhythm, the synchronicity of two bodies moving as one. It is a feeling both primal and refined, a beautiful paradox where raw energy meets gentle care. The room seems to melt away, leaving only the warmth between us and the sound of our mingled breaths and soft moans. The moment stretches and yet passes too swiftly. The tension rises like a glowing ember, radiating heat and light that fills the space around us. Her gaze holds me, unwavering and full of understanding, as we reach the peak together, a shared crescendo of sensation and release that leaves us breathless, hearts pounding in tandem. There's a sweet surrender in the afterglow, a tender calm that settles softly like a blanket, wrapping us in its gentle embrace. She rests her head on my shoulder, her touch light and comforting. The room fills with quiet laughter and whispered words, sweet affirmations that make this connection feel even more real, more alive. In this moment, there is no need for anything beyond what we already have, a closeness born from trust, desire, and a deep appreciation for the simple beauty of being together. As the evening settles, we remain entwined in the warmth of each other's presence, a silent promise hanging in the air that these moments of connection, of mutual care and shared joy, will grow and flourish in days to come. The energy may ebb and flow, but the bond remains steady, a delicate thread woven through time and space, linking two hearts in a dance both ancient and ever new. The rhythm between us settles into a harmonious flow, a shared dance of gentle touches and knowing glances that speak louder than words. Our breaths mingle softly in the quiet space, each inhale and exhale a steady heartbeat connecting us deeper than before. There is a softness to her movements, a delicate balance of confidence and tenderness that draws me in closer with every passing moment. Her hands explore with both care and passion, tracing familiar paths that evoke shivers of delight, while my fingers respond in kind, seeking to match her gentle urgency with thoughtful reverence. This exchange is a beautiful dialogue of trust, a seamless interplay where giving and receiving are equal parts of the same profound experience. In the warmth of her embrace, I feel a sense of calm purpose, an unspoken understanding that we are partners in this intimate journey. Each attentive to the other's desires as much as to their own, she smiles, that special kind of smile that flickers just before a secret gets shared, full of warmth and promise. It's a quiet invitation as her hands move with practiced ease, holding and lifting, coaxing out sensations that ripple through us both. I meet her eyes, catching the sparkle of playful joy mixed with deep affection. There is no need for haste. This moment is about savoring every nuance, every sigh and gentle gasp that punctuates our connection. Our breathing grows more synchronized, slower now, yet deeper, as if we are weaving our rhythms into one seamless fabric of presence. The space between us disappears as she leans in, her hair brushing softly against my skin, and the world beyond this room fades into a gentle hum, unnoticed and unmissed. Through this touch, this tender exploration, I feel the strength of our bond. Her hands guide with loving precision, a steady rhythm that awakens every sense while honoring the quiet places within both of us. My own hands wander with equal care, caressing the contours of her body as if committing each curve and softness to memory. It's a silent vow made through skin and breath, a promise that this shared space is sacred, a haven where vulnerability meets strength and tenderness is met with equal fervor. She cups me gently with one hand while her other hand rests soothingly nearby, creating a circle of warmth and reassurance. The intimacy of this gesture, so simple yet so profound, reminds me of how deep connection can be found in the smallest acts of affection. Her focused gaze never wavers, filled with admiration and a touch of playful mischief that makes my heart skip. She is like a musician playing a delicate piece on a cherished instrument, each movement precise and expressive, creating a masterpiece of sensation and emotion. This moment is not about grand gestures or heightened drama. It is about the beautiful simplicity of two people fully present with one another. The tenderness in her touch, the lightness of her laughter, the sincere softness in her eyes, all combine to create an atmosphere thick with mutual respect and desire. It is as if time itself slows down to accommodate the unfolding intimacy, allowing us to sink fully into the experience without distraction or fear. My body responds naturally, muscles relaxing even as the energy between us builds. I feel a surge of gratitude for this connection, this honest exchange that transcends the physical to touch something far deeper. The room seems to glow softly, bathed in the gentle light of our shared affection. Every movement, every sigh, every glance weaves a rich tapestry of closeness, reminding me how precious such moments truly are. She leans in slightly more, offering a quiet question, a tender invitation to share this closeness in the most sincere way possible. My answer comes in a breathless nod, an eager yet gentle agreement. Her hands continue their loving dance, now guiding with a newfound confidence as the rhythm quickens ever so slightly, a perfect balance of urgency and care. I close my eyes, surrendering to the sensations and the warmth that courses between us, feeling both grounded and uplifted at once. As the experience builds, there is a profound beauty in this mutual giving. She cradles me attentively, her touch both gentle and purposeful, bringing waves of pleasure that ripple through every fiber of my being. I respond in kind, holding her close, letting my hands trace softly over her curves, grounding us in the here and now. This shared harmony feels timeless, as if we have uncovered a secret language spoken only by hearts attuned to each other's deepest rhythms. Our breaths grow heavy and fast, but the tenderness remains unwavering, a testament to the trust that has blossomed between us. There is an exquisite balance in this dance between passion and softness, between giving and receiving that makes every moment feel sacred. Even as the crescendo nears, we both remain present, fully embracing the delicate complexity of this shared journey. When the peak arrives, it unfolds with grace and power, a wave of sensation that sweeps through us gently yet irrevocably. Our sighs mingle and mingle again, creating a chorus of contentment that lingers long after the moment has passed. We sink into each other's arms, hearts still racing, but spirits calm and sated, basking in the warm afterglow of togetherness. Holding her close, I feel a profound sense of peace and belonging and affirmation that this connection is real, deep, and enduring. In the soft quiet that follows, words are unnecessary. The understanding between us is complete, woven through every touch and every glance, a beautiful testament to the power of shared intimacy. As the crescendo of our shared moment gently recedes, a tender warmth remains between us, soft and inviting like the glow of a fading sunset. There is a softness to her smile, an unspoken question lingering in her eyes, a delicate invitation to continue, to deepen the closeness we have so carefully built together. Her voice, barely a whisper, threads through the quiet room, carrying a gentle sense of trust and curiosity. In that instant, I feel a surge of gratitude for the ease with which we share these intimate moments, the unspoken understanding that wraps around us like a comforting blanket. Without hesitation, I respond with a quiet affirmation, ready to embrace whatever comes next in this beautiful dance of connection. She leans gracefully over the side of the chair, her movements fluid and natural, offering herself wholly without pretense or haste. Her hands reach out with tender confidence, guiding and embracing as she takes the lead with a delicate touch, handing over the reins of this shared experience. I release my own steady grip, redirecting my attention to the curve of her form, the gentle rise and fall of her chest, and the smooth lines that speak of both strength and softness. One hand begins its slow, affectionate journey from the coolness of her calf upward to the warmth of her thigh, tracing paths that seem to ignite quiet sparks beneath her skin. At the same time, my other hand finds refuge in the familiar softness of her gentle curves, moving between caresses that kindle and soothe alike. The connection feels palpable, a quiet conversation held in the language of skin and breath as we discover new depths in the harmony of our touch. I take a moment to linger on her, the feel of her body a reassuring anchor amidst the stirring anticipation. My fingers play lightly, rolling and teasing with care, ensuring that each delicate response is met with encouragement and tenderness. She responds in kind, her hands moving with practiced grace to echo and enhance a shared choreography of affection and desire. Her gaze remains fixed on me, filled with warmth and a quiet intensity that inspires both comfort and excitement. It is in this mutual exchange, this meeting of minds and bodies, that we find a rhythm uniquely our own, a balance between passion and intimacy that feels both thrilling and safe. The subtle pressure of her hands, the softness of her touch, and the sincerity shining in her eyes combine to create a moment suspended in time where two souls meet in perfect understanding. With every subtle movement, the energy grows richer, more layered, My hand shifts with gentle insistence, matching the pace of our shared breath, while my other hand moves with soothing intent, cradling and cupping with quiet devotion. It feels as though we are weaving a tapestry of sensationa fabric made from vulnerability, trust, and the purest expression of care. The sensation spreads deep within me, lengthening and winding through every nerve ending like a warm current. Her gaze holds steady, inviting me to let go, to surrender to the fullness of this connection without reservation. And I do, reveling in the gentle yet unmistakable power of our union, where every touch is a promise and every sigh a celebration. Beneath her steady hands, the tension builds, an exquisite wave coursing through us both with increasing force, yet never losing the soft contours of tenderness that have defined this journey. There is a profound beauty in this balance, the meeting of strength and delicacy, of rising intensity cushioned by loving care. As the peak draws near, I find myself enveloped in a crescendo of warmth and light that radiates from within, spreading outward to touch every corner of our shared space. The moment is both fierce and fleeting, a vivid flash of sensation that leaves us breathless, connected, and profoundly satisfied. She smiles, radiant and sparkling with the glow of release. Our breaths still heavy and intertwined, we settle into a quiet afterglow, bodies close, hearts thudding with the rhythm of togetherness. Her head leans softly against my chest, a silent sign of trust and contentment that fills me with a sense of peace I hadn't realized I'd been craving. The room feels wrapped in a gentle hush, a sanctuary of quiet and calm where nothing exists beyond the comforting press of skin on skin and the soothing cadence of shared breath. Still holding her, I find myself drawn to the small intimacies that follow. A touch here, a whispered word there that deepen the sense of bond between us. She smiles softly, eyes gleaming with affection, as she playfully traces the lines of my face, reminding me that this connection is not just physical, but woven from threads of tenderness and mutual respect. Between us, there is a delicate dance of closeness and care, an ongoing conversation that needs no words to be understood. In the lingering warmth of this moment, I am reminded that true intimacy is not merely about passion, but about the quiet spaces in between, the grace of presence and the comfort of being wholly, unapologetically seen. In time, she rises and moves with a slow, languid ease, a whispered promise that the night has not yet drawn to a close. "We can shower later," I murmur, a smile tugging gently at the corners of my mouth. She nestles close once more, curling against me with the soft familiarity of a well-loved embrace. Together, we drift towards sleep, wrapped in the gentle cocoon of affection and trust we have built, a peaceful ending to a beautiful journey and a hopeful beginning for all the chapters still to come.